As home inspector, you guys don't do repairs.
No, if any home inspector tells you that they're going to do repairs on your house, they're violating not only just ethics standards, but typically most of the certifications that we have will not allow that.
Can anybody become a home inspector? Because I've heard people say that there's no license required, right? Glad to have you on today, man.
Absolutely, glad to be here.
I met you, I'd say 6-7 years now.
I think so, yeah.
We could just have Charles kind of introduce himself real quick, just to get the ball rolling since you don't know who he is. Just kind of do a quick intro again.
My name's Charles. I am the co-owner of Trifecta Home Services, and I am a certified home inspector. So I've been doing this for about 8 years. I've been in the trades for about 15. Biggest thing for me, I love doing inspections. I love helping people with one of the biggest decisions of their lives.
No, man, I'm glad. I am glad I got you on the show today. Hopefully we can share a lot more info about home inspections. As home inspector, you guys don't do repairs.
No, if any home inspector tells you that they're going to do repairs on your house, they're violating not only just ethics standards, but typically most of the certifications that we have will not allow that. So there shouldn't be any home inspector that's going to tell you, hey, I'm going to be able to repair this for you after the fact, because regardless if we're not licensed or not, we still have a code of ethics that we need to follow, and that's just one of those things that we are not supposed to do.
Good to know. You guys hear that, Chi fans? If you guys hire a home inspector, they want to do repairs also, be on the lookout. It's gonna be like a big can of worms opening in the future, so just FYI.
We can always suggest a good contractor or a handyman that we trust, but yeah, the companies themselves, they can't actually do the work. There's nothing for home inspectors, right? So that's the reason why, because in many other states, home inspectors can do repairs and home inspectors can do some of those other items. It's just because of the way that California is what keeps us from being able to do that here.
What about missed items? You just got done completing a home inspection, Charles, and buyer moves in or whatever, and there's missed items. Like they found out something that occurred while they moved in, but it was not on your report. How do home inspectors normally deal with that?
Yeah, it really just depends on the company, honestly. Most home inspection companies have some kind of agreement that basically states that whatever the home inspector missed as part of that inspection would be considered that you can have whatever the amount that you paid back for the inspection, right? So that's the agreement that most people sign when they get a home inspection done. Now, that being said, most of the time, these items are pretty simple. And honestly, for myself, I prefer to speak with the client, talk to them, find out what's going on. And depending on what it is, my thing is I want to make it right. If I personally miss something on your home that was in my range of scope of things to look at and I missed it, I want to do whatever I can to make it right for you. And that's the way I've functioned for years. It doesn't matter where it is, who I work for, whatever it is. That's just the way it should be as a home inspector. I'm going to do such a great job to begin with as your home inspector that if I miss something, I want to try to do whatever I can to make that right. And if it's kind of ridiculous, then yeah, I'll give you a refund and I'll do whatever I can to appease the situation. But that's the thing, is most of the time, the home inspection companies, especially if it's one of those fly-by-night inspectors, maybe that's just a one-man show and they don't really care about whatever happens. They paid you $200, right, or whatever it is. They're going to give you back your $200, or they'll just ignore you, tell you to pound sand. They don't care. Again, makes it very important why you need to make sure you have a great home inspector. You don't want to just get whatever comes out there and whoever's the cheapest. Don't look at whoever's the cheapest, because that is not the way to go. You need to have somebody that's experienced.
Unless the person that you really, really trust and used before gives you a discount. That's a big difference, okay? Don't just go with the cheapest.
So you do get what you pay for. Definitely vet your people. Have a conversation with them. Build a relationship. As they're trying to build a relationship with you, build a relationship with them as well, because people tend to do a better job when they like you as well. It goes both ways, right?
Can anybody become a home inspector? Because I've heard people say that there's no license required, right?
No. So again, same thing, very important. Home inspectors do not have to be licensed. You can literally just take a test. You don't even have to do that, honestly. You can just say, hey, look at me, I'm a home inspector, and then go out and inspect homes, as long as somebody trusts you enough to do it, right? So it's very important to look at the background and to have somebody that's very experienced, because when you know that you have somebody that's good and you trust them because you know they know what they're talking about, and you get a referral like that from somebody, that's why it's important. What every home inspector should at least have is they should have some kind of certification. And there's multiple different certifications, and they all come with continuing education and all that. Even with being a realtor, you can take the test, and that doesn't mean that you're an amazing realtor, right? You can take the test and be a pest inspector, and that doesn't mean you're an amazing pest inspector. It's the same thing. What it comes down to is the experience and having someone be able to recommend you somebody that you know is good, that you know has great experience. That's what's very key. Same thing with realtors, right? You know somebody takes care of their client, they're amazing, they know how to deal with all the different documents and all the different things that'll come up. That's when it's important. You got to have somebody that's experienced. That's what's the most important when you're dealing with these transactions.
A person that you trust would, if they don't know what they're doing, they would tell you straight up and say, hey, look, I don't know what I'm doing. So just so you know, if you hire me, it's just purely for experience purposes. It's okay, because sometimes I'll have clients that come up to me and they want me to help them in a certain area, and I'll just tell them straight up, I think I'm just not going to give you any good service over there because I don't know that area. And two, because I don't know that area, I'm not going to be able to negotiate. And you're just going to miss out on a lot of opportunities, you know? So I've let deals slide by me because of my honesty. You know, I'll let people know straight up that, hey, I appreciate you wanting me to work with you and all that, but then I think it's probably best for you to find somebody else in your area, you know, and it's okay to do that.
That's the difference between integrity and not, right? Sometimes if you know that you're not the best in that area, you take that hit just to give that client still the best service, even though you can't technically service them. But honesty is also a part of our service business. And really, for any of you guys who want to be in the lending business, who want to be in real estate, who wants to be home inspection, of any part of this, the best way to learn is to shadow somebody that's been in the business for quite some time. So sometimes you'll see inspectors go out, you got somebody that's willing to teach the trade. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And that's really where people should get started instead of going out there and just sink or swim on your own and somebody else has to pay for that.
Yeah, most of the time it's your clients that's paying for it.
Totally agree with you, Lisa. You gotta have you vet your people, talk to them, ask them what their experience is, ask them how long they've been doing it, get to know them, get all the information before you just make that decision. It's a huge decision. It might not cost, I mean, when you think of it relatively, right, a home inspection, what is it, $500, $600, $700, depending on how big your house is and all the other services you're getting, that's fine. But you're buying a house, and now with these interest rates and these prizes, you're $500,000 at least, right? And it's like, this is a huge decision. You need to make sure that the agent, that the mortgage person, that the lender, whatever it is, the home inspector, the pest inspector, you need to make sure that you know that these people are going to take care of you and they're going to properly represent you. That's really what you need.
Absolutely.
With that being said, I think that's a good way to end the show. I'm pretty sure you guys got things to do. You guys take care, Chi Chi fams. Catch you guys next time. Peace out.